So, let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Strays, the news film from director Josh Greenbaum. So, in this comedy that is, of course, starring Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx, who voiced two dogs in this movie, Reggie, voiced by Will Ferrell, basically gets dumped by his owner, who's, of course, played by Will Forte, in the middle of a city. Will Forte has no interest in keeping him, so on and so forth, very abusive and stuff like that. And in the process, he meets a character named Bug, who, of course, is voiced by Jamie Foxx, as well as two other characters who are voiced by, of course, Isla Fisher and Randall Park, and they kind of learn the streets. Reggie learns the streets, learns how to be a stray, and decides that he's going to do something very R-rated to Will Forte's character. So they go on a mission based on Reggie's remembrance of where he's at, and it becomes a story very similar to it, like Homeward Bound, but in an R-rated fashion. So very much has a lot of language, very much has a lot of sexual innuendos and humor and stuff like that. So it's very much an R-rated Homeward Bound in a lot of respects. And it basically becomes a journey about friends who meet in unlikely places and kind of the nature and craziness that is involved with that. And so, like I said, they go on a journey to do something very disturbing to Will Forte. We'll leave it at that. So when it comes to a film like Strays, it's a film that has a concept that's been done a billion times before, to be fairly honest. Not in the sense of like R-rated comedy, but just in the sense of like talking animals when it comes to either animation, like All Dogs Go to Heaven, or like live action, like Homeward Bound. It's just it's a genre that's been done so many times that to make it feel unique and original, you have to find some way to get around that, and it's very difficult. It's like any other genre in filmmaking where you have to find some kind of outlet that makes yourself unique, and once again, that's a very hard thing to do. Well, with that said, bringing in Lord and Miller as producers, bringing in Will Forte and Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell as actors, as voice actors and live action actors, I felt that this movie was going to be somewhat at least funny or attempt to be funny, and that's something completely different. And then on top of everything, you make this R-rated, which actually helps it because there isn't very many talking animal R-rated films. It's more geared towards kids, which makes a lot of sense. So with that said, this movie had a little bit going for it, and then you bring in the writer behind American Vandal, which was a series I think on Netflix, which was very funny. It was silly, over the top. It was like a humor docu-series in a lot of respects, and I just was hoping for something that would make me laugh. It didn't have to be like the greatest story in the world. It didn't even have to be a unique story. It just, with this cast and crew, it's like, come on, bring something to the table, bring me, laughs and make me cringe, or make me just do anything that would make it work. And so, yeah, this movie got pushed back a couple months for whatever reason, but now it's here. Now it's releasing in theaters. So for my honest review of this film, I think this film, from my angle, is very, very funny. It's a very humorous film. It has a lot of vulgarity. It has a lot of irreverent humor. It's a film that I really enjoy because I like those over-the-top and silly and crass type films. It's always the kind of genre that I find, pushes the edge and pushes the envelope while also being very juvenile and silly, which is something I truly like. I like, going back and watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which just kind of fits in that genre of just going and pushing the envelope to the extreme degree. And I always find that the best type of humor because they're willing to take chances and do things that a lot of people aren't going to enjoy. And that's just, it's like going to see a comedy act at a comedy club. There are going to be things said and there are going to be things done that are going to make you laugh and make you feel horrified, but for laughing. And that's what this film does. And it basically goes every step of the way when it comes to like the humor of like how it is to be in this world of a dog, because the humor is very specific to this movie itself when it comes to how they place the moments, how they place the jokes. The jokes are very much in the vein of what a dog would probably think when it comes to it, and I just found it very, very funny. It really is. It's one of the funniest movies I've seen in quite a while. I laughed like a lot. It's very much a very crass movie in a lot of respects, and I enjoy it just for that reason. Now, with that said, your mileage will differ when it comes to this type of movie, because this is as R-rated as R-rated can get. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point when they submitted this movie to the MPAA, the Motion Picture Organization, it probably got an X rating, to be fairly honest, because they go for it. I mean, there is some really vulgar stuff in this movie, and there is some really disturbing stuff in this movie. So if you really can't handle that, or this is not something that you really find funny, this movie's not going to be for you. It's just the unfortunate nature of what they're presenting. But, you know, if you can take on the vulgarity, if you can take on the uncomfortableness that does come with this type of movie, if you can kind of look past that, that's where you're going to find this movie to be as funny as it is. And once again, it depends on your kind of what you enjoy in humor. I mean, if you enjoy something like The Middle, which is a, you know, a very family oriented comedy, or if you like something like Eastbound and Down, which is on more of the other edge of the comedy or something like that, that's what the kind of where you have to kind of figure out what you like and what you don't like. But every moment of this movie just really works. There is a lot of heart in this movie. I think adding in Isla Fisher, of course, Randall Park is the kind of the supporting cast, as kind of a bloodhound and like a Lassie style dog and stuff like that. I think it really works. I just think the movie just is willing to go for it, is willing to, you know, continue to like just push the boundaries of what it can do. And once again, like I said in my kind of before the review, you know, these types of movies have to differentiate themselves to make them, you know, unique from the genre, because once again, this is a genre that's very well played. So if you get the same film over and over and over, it just becomes very, very stale. And here they just go for it. You know, Will Forte, who is very deft and very good at kind of like shape-shifting himself into different parts, really plays a disgusting individual in this movie. And I just kind of love it. I think Will Forte is a very funny individual, and it really shows his character and how he just kind of like really hates this dog, but just kind of the nature of what the dogs end up doing and how Will Forte plays into that is just very, very funny. And I laughed, like I said, very much a lot in this movie. And once again, it's just my sensibilities for comedy. It's why I like stuff like Beavis and Butthead or The Simpsons or South Park. It's just, I like when comedies push the boundaries of things. It doesn't mean I always enjoy like some of the things that are joked and some of the stuff like that when it comes to the comedy world, but I definitely get what humor is going for, and when it is willing to be at least funny and energetic and entertaining, that's what I really like, and that's what this movie does here. In the end, I think this movie just is a lot of fun. I think it's very entertaining. It's hilarious as all can be. And once again, is very R-rated, so don't take your kids to see this movie. It will not be something that they will enjoy. It will horrify you as a parent, but if you are somebody that likes this brash, very irreverent humor, and you're willing to look past like the very dirty nature of what this film is representing, I think you'll enjoy this film, because I sure did. So with that said, that's going to do it. That's going to be my take on Strays, which is the new R-rated talking dog movie that's appearing in theaters now. So there you go. Anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching my review of Strays. As I always say in the comments below, let me know what you think of this movie. What's your favorite talking dog movie or talking animal movie? Are you looking forward to this movie? All that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.